going, Luke? Thanks for doing this. You mentioned last week after the game, it's like, you might need to learn a few other things about protecting yourself, sliding. How has the work gone this week on that? Has it really been a point of emphasis when you get in the quarterback?
Yeah, that was definitely a point of emphasis today. Just protecting your body, and making the plays you need to play when you need, or making the plays you need to make when you need to make them. But the main thing is just, again, protecting your body, slide, get out of bounds. But that's the most important thing.
Rick Henry.
Hey, Luke, Jabari and Nick, they talked about the energy that you bring not only to the game when you're in there, but also the practice field. How did you develop this approach to the game of football? Is this something, since your Pee Wee days, is it something that your family instilled in you, a high school coach?
I think I've always approached the game with that kind of mindset, just to go out there and bring as much energy as I can. I think it goes back to playing soccer with my dad, and when my dad was a coach when I was little, he'd always start practice by saying, just have fun. And I think that's definitely carried over, obviously from high school, from little leagues to where I am now. Just to go out there and bring a lot of energy to the practice field, no matter what's going on, and bring a lot of energy to the game field on Saturdays. I think everybody responds well to that. And it certainly showed today. We had a really good practice, and everybody was really juiced up and, just ready to work.
Ben
And
Bryant.
you say that everyone is aware of that energy that you bring. When you're in the moment, are you aware of the buzz that is creating, say, like in the stands and on the sideline as well?
I try to tune all that out and really just focus on what's going on down there on the field, because all that is just outside noise, and my main focus and our team's main focus is just what's happening now on the field, if we can bring as much fun and as much energy as we can on the game field as we do in practice, then we're gonna have a good time doing it. So.
Ben Bryant.
Hey, Luke. How I guess different has practice been this week, kind of coming off that game, or has it been different, or is life for you during it at all different, or is it basically kind of the same in terms of reps and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's been pretty much the same. Everybody's getting reps this week, and everybody's just getting after it. We've all rallied around each other, like I talked about the other night. And it goes back to just, having a lot of energy during practice, everybody feeding off of each other, and, really just working hard to get to where we want to be.
John Delbianco.
Hey, Luke, with now a sample size of snaps to look back on, what was that film review like on Sunday, especially, sitting down with Connor Shaw? What did you learn about your performance looking back on it the next day?
I definitely thought there were some good things, and definitely some things to work on. Obviously, that last drive, there were a few things, but even before then, as far as, where my eyes are, getting my eyes in the right spot, to just calming my feet down a little bit in the pocket and staying present. But other than that, it's good to hear from Connor and get that constructive criticism from him, because he played a similar style that I do, and he's been in the same position. So just learning from him has been awesome, and I really look forward to doing it for the rest of this season.
Mike Yuba.
Luke, obviously, guys made decisions that were in the best interest, that they felt for them and their families. But after the game, Hutch made some comments saying, in terms of leadership and making sure that he was there for his guys. As a freshman, what has this moment kind of been like for you? When you hear a senior that has been here deciding to stick around, what does that do for you guys as you guys look not just for this season, but look ahead to trying to get this program back in the right direction?
Yeah. Hearing that from one of our main guys, Hutch has been awesome for us all season, along with the rest of the offensive line. But just hearing that from him, and just knowing that, he believes in all of us, and, it really just, helps us to have faith in him as well. And, for me being a freshman, that that kind of spoke to me in a way that I need to step up and do a better job of leading the team in the position that I'm in. So that's really what I've been working on. Definitely last week during the game, and especially today during practice, just being a little bit more vocal than I have been in the past. Just getting guys in the right spot and things like that. So hearing that from him is awesome.
Dick Cox.
South Carolina and Georgia, regardless of the records, always seem to play a close competitive game. What do you see in Georgia's defense this year that y'all are really going to have to come out and attack and take care of?
Well, I mean, they get 11 hats to the ball. They play fast and they can move. So, we're going to do the same. We're going to play fast on offense. We're going to get guys in the right spot. And we're just going to bring a lot of energy. And that's been the main focus this week. And today is just, playing with urgency and playing fast.
Kyle Thomas.
Luke, after this past Saturday, the buzz on social media seems to be revolving around you. As a true freshman, how do you kind of manage that pressure going into the next week?
I mean, I'm not a big social media guy. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, but really all that stuff is outside noise. That kind of stuff doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. What matters is right here in this building, this team, the coaches, and the game plan we have going into this week. So really all that outside noise, the buzz of social media, I try to tune all that out and just focus on the team and what we got to do to win this week.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, Luke, just kind of if you end up being QB1 and starting, just where's your comfortability level with this offense, and what do you feel like you can do if you ultimately do get the bulk of reps on Saturday?
I mean, again, it's just being ready when my number's called. I do feel comfortable in the system, and I feel comfortable in my playmaking abilities, and I trust the guys around me to go make plays for me, and that's in the pass game, that's in the run game, no matter what we're doing. I know I got guys around me that I can count on, and they can count on me.
Josh Kendall.
Tailors to your skill set. What do you feel like you can do in the system with your skill set?
It just comes down to playing within myself. If the progressions aren't there and I have to go make a play with my legs, that's something that I can do. And another thing is just throwing the ball around in the right places. And it goes back to get my eyes in the right spot, get my feet in the right spot. That's just stuff that I'm continuously working on just to improve as a quarterback.
Josh Kendall.
Hey, Luke, do you expect to start this week?
Again, it comes down to being ready when my number's called. Everybody's been getting reps today, and everybody's going to get reps for the rest of this week. So I just have to be ready when my number's called, and that's what I plan on doing. And whoever's in there at quarterback, they're going to do a great job, and we're going to play to the best of our ability on offense, and we're going to play fast.
Hale McGranahan.
I was going to ask that. No question. Appreciate it, Steve.
Ben Briner.
Hey, Luke, two questions. First, as kind of a Carolina guy, is it sort of weird that, your first year here, it's Thanksgiving week and you guys aren't preparing for Clemson, you're preparing for Georgia instead? And also, when was the last time you got a haircut?
I'll answer the second one first. I haven't got a haircut since probably June. It's been a while, man. But yeah, I mean, this year's been crazy in itself, regardless of who we're preparing for. Just with COVID, the coaching situation, it's definitely been a different sort of year. But I think it comes down to who we have around us now, and the coaches that we have around us now, that they're going to put us in the position that we need to be in to win. They're going to put the guys out there that everybody can count on, And it doesn't really matter who we're playing. It's about us, and that's what we got to focus on this week, and just prepare to go have fun on Saturday.
Dick Cox.
My important question of the week is, are you a dark meat turkey guy or a white meat turkey guy? And what's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving?
I'm a white turkey kind of guy. So I gotta go with the turkey, the homemade mac and cheese, and the stuffing.
Kyle Thomas.
Luke, talk to me about the impact that some of these seniors who you probably won't see after this year, talk to me about the impact that they've had on you as a player and as a college student coming in as a freshman.
Just seeing the way those guys work, guys like Kier Thomas, Jabari Ellis, Hutch. Just seeing the way that those guys work, and just the effort that they put out there on a day-to-day basis. As a freshman coming in, that kind of sets the standard for what it means to be a Gamecock football player, and what it means to really be great. Again, seeing those guys and how they work day in and day out, no matter what we're doing, whether it be being locked in on a walkthrough or going full speed in practice. Just seeing the way that those guys perform and what they do, that really sets a good example for me. And when I'm in that position, the position that they're in right now, I look to do the same for the younger guys and lower classmen. So,
Colin Taylor.
Luke, I guess you kind of touched on it after the game against Missouri, but Connor Shaw, I don't know how much you got to watch him growing up. What's that relationship like now that you're able to kind of learn from him? And what was your first earliest memory of, I guess, Connor playing at South Carolina?
I think my earliest memory would be him tearing Clemson up. I think we have a really good relationship. I talked about it before, just us having a similar style of play. We're able to connect on a different level. And he's able to share with me some of the things that he's experienced, some of the things that he's seen out there, and because he's done it, he's been in this position. So it's really been awesome to sit down with him, learn from him, and just have him there for me whenever I have questions and maybe need some guidance somewhere. And I know that relationship's just gonna continue to get better as the rest of the season goes on. And I know he's always going to be there for me. So it's been pretty cool.
Rick Henry.
Luke, you mentioned the pandemic a few seconds ago. In a year that has been tough for all of us, what are you most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
Man, I'm just thankful for all the guys that have chose to stay here and really just fight for the University of South Carolina and fight for each other on the field Saturdays. I'm thankful that we were able to have a season. I'm thankful that we're in the position that we're in because we're, like I said, we're fighting, and that's what it's going to come down to. Just having guys around us that won't quit, and we'll lay it all out on the line on Saturday. That's really what it comes down to.
We'll take three more. Ben, Dick, then Mike. Ben.
How has the energy in the building sort of changed in the last week? We didn't talk to you guys last week, obviously, right after Coach Muschamp was let go. Has the energy and the feeling in the building changed at all, or not particularly?
Yeah, I think it's changed a little bit. Obviously, like we talked about a little bit ago, just bringing a little bit more energy and juice to practice. That's definitely helped. And, you can tell in the locker room and, down in the food hub, just guys walking around and you can tell that, there's a lot of energy there, and that they're excited to be here, excited to practice, excited to, just do what we do. And I think that's going to be the difference on Saturday is just going out there, bringing our own energy regardless of what else is going on around us, blocking out the noise and just going and having fun.
Dick Cox.
I know you probably grew up watching Luke Kuechly play in Charlotte and hearing the fans yell, Luke, Luke, Luke. Well, how does it feel for you now in Columbia to have the fans yelling you, Luke, and not be booing, but saying Luke, calling your name?
Yeah, I mean that's I think that's awesome, but again, that's all outside noise. I don't really hear that kind of stuff just because we've got something bigger on our plates, and that's going out and playing the next drive, the next series. So really running out on the field, the crowd noise and whatever they're saying, that's blocked out. We're all locked into doing our jobs and making sure we go score some points.
Last question goes to Mike Yuba.
Luke, just in terms of the freshmen, because I can't even imagine what a roller coaster of a ride it has been for you guys in terms of, getting here. Some of you guys got here early back in January. What has it kind of been like these last couple of weeks in terms of, Muschamp, his duties being relieved, and now you guys still having your first season left, but at the same time too, I'm sure some of you guys are looking ahead to next season, and I'm sure a lot of you guys still want to come back next year. So what has it kind of been like in that freshman community, since we don't have a chance to talk to, or haven't had a chance to talk to any of the other freshmen?
Yeah. Again, it's been a wild year. COVID, coaching situations, just everything going on around us. But I think in my freshman class and, even the other guys, we're not really focused on, what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen next season, who's coming in, who's leaving. We're really just focused on, how we can improve now, and how we can help the team on Saturday this week. I think the main thing is just having the mindset that we need to go 1-0 this week, focus on Georgia, and then, when the time comes and those decisions have to be made, then they'll be made. But right now it's about us. It's about going out there on Saturday, doing our job, and getting a win.
All right. Thank you, Luke.
Sir. Thank you, guys.